Ranked in Brawl Stars can be frustrating. One moment you're dominating the lobby, the next you're staring at yet another loss screen wondering what went wrong. Maybe you've blamed bad teammates, bad luck, or matchmaking. I've been there. Hours of grind, countless tutorials, chased meta brawlers, tried out different setups, and yet still very little luck. Maybe you're currently in Legendary, Mythic, or even Diamond. Masters may feel like an unrealistic distant goal, but dare I say, you might be a lot closer to your goal than you think. You see, whilst performance does play a role in succeeding in Ranked, the belief that combat skills are the sole determining factor in Ranked is wrong. I believe that at its core, Ranked success is not only about hitting your shots, but also adopting what I call the right Ranked mentality. Once you start incorporating the right mentality and approaches in this video, everything changes. Your confidence, your consistency, and of course, your rank. In this video, I'm breaking down the aforementioned mentality and approaches, which I used to go from stuck in mid-ranks to achieving Masters, into bite-sized components and hopefully help you in your ranked journey towards Masters. So sit back, relax, and let's turn that ranked grind into a ranked climb, one step at a time. Drafting is something that can win or lose you a match before it even begins. A lot of players, especially when they're new to Ranked, just pick their favorite brawler and lock in. But in higher ranks, that's a one-way ticket to losing your game. Because apart from raw skill, the brawlers you choose and how they interact with the enemy team will decide how effective you are at actually securing key gameplay objectives. It is important to remember, ranked matches aren't always won during the match, but won during the draft. Seeing that there are currently 93 brawlers in the game, choosing and banning the right ones can feel complicated at first. Fortunately, there is a simple formula which can guide your decisions every single time. Under this framework, every brawler in the game fits into one of these three categories: controllers, tank counters, and tanks or assassins. Controllers are usually long range or throwers, such as Piper, Gus, and Sprout. This gives them a disproportionate advantage when trying to hit enemies, making them useful when controlling key areas on the map, such as hot zones, gem mines, or choke points. Tank counters are defined as brawlers that are usually mid-ranged with strong stopping power, such as Chester and Griff's high damage output, or Lou's freezing trait, allowing them to quickly react to and halt incoming aggression from the enemy team. Tanks and assassins are heavy hitters at relatively close range like Ollie, Frank, and Lily, who have one or more of the following traits: high health, high mobility, or high damage. These brawlers are the spearhead of aggressive pushes, applying pressure to the enemy team whilst knocking out key targets such as gem carriers. Generally, the three classes perfectly counter each other. Controllers beat tank counters with superior range. Tank counters melt tanks and assassins before they can get close, whilst tanks and assassins crush controllers, as controllers don't have the DPS or health to stop them. Understanding this triangle provides a good framework for every draft, making every draft less random and more of a win condition which you can influence. However, it is important to not follow this framework blindly and give every draft a bit more thought, such as specific brawler interactions or additional factors such as the map you're playing on. To illustrate, picking Griff into Draco fits the triangular framework theoretically. However, in practice, Draco's gadget nullifies Griff's high damage output, allowing Draco to win one-on-one interactions. Similarly, picking tanks on out in the open to counter frequent controller picks would be a bad idea due to the openness of the map and the extremely limited cover available for the tank to take advantage of. So think of this framework as a guide, not a rulebook. Combine it with your existing understanding of the game and you'll be set on the right path entering the match, bringing us to our second point. Getting the draft correct is a good first step, but it isn't enough to guarantee a win. From here on, it's all about execution, and that's where game sense comes in. Game sense isn't just one skill. It's a set of habits and decisions that help you outplay your opponents and stay in sync with your teammates. This may seem complicated, but it all boils down to one singular important point: understanding the win condition. In gem grab, it's holding gems. In heist, it's destroying the safe. In knockout, it's staying alive while securing kills. Every choice you make should move your team closer to that goal. To keep it simple, I like to break game sense into a three-step decision loop: identification, evaluation, and action. Step 1. Identification. Spot the risk that could stop you from achieving the win condition. That might be an enemy camping in the bushes, a brawler with a good hypercharge on the ready, or even terrain that favors the enemy. If you don't see the threat, you can't deal with it. Step 2. Evaluation. Ask yourself, does this actually threaten our win condition? This is where resource management comes in. Your ammo, health, and time are limited, so don't waste them on plays that don't matter. For example, in Brawl Ball, if your team is advancing with the ball, chasing an overextended enemy only pulls you out of the push. However, if, upon consideration, a play does help you progress toward the win condition, then move on to Step 3. Step 3. Action. Once you know what matters, act to neutralize it. That could mean rotating to cover a weak lane, clearing out a bush camper before they pinch you, or even throwing yourself into a 1 versus 3 during gem grab countdown just to stall for time. Not every action needs to secure a kill. Sometimes your job is to create pressure, force enemies back, and buy room or time for your team to play the objective. You will most likely see improvement as soon as you start actively adopting and practicing this loop. But here's the truth. One can't master this loop overnight. Predicting enemy movement, reading strategies, and knowing what works on each map comes with experience. The more situations you face, the better your instincts become. And don't just rely on your own games, learn from the best. Watch the monthly finals on YouTube and pay attention to how pros position, rotate, and deal with different matchups. You'll pick up things in minutes that might take weeks to learn on your own. Master this process, and you won't just play ranked, you'll control it. Drafting sets you up. Game sense carries you through the match. But neither matters if your performance is all over the place. That's where consistency comes in. Anyone can win a match off a lucky draft or a clutch super. But Masters players climb because they perform steadily, game after game. The key to building that consistency is reflection. After each match, resist the urge to smash the play button right away. Slow down, watch the replay, or at least think about what just happened. Were you out of position in a key fight? Did you waste your super too early? Did you overextend when holding back was smarter? These patterns add up. Ignored, they turn into bad habits. Reviewed, they become lessons that push you forward. And don't just review losses. Study your wins too. Figure out what worked so you can repeat it. This ties into having a growth mindset. Every game, good or bad, is an opportunity to improve. You don't need to fix everything at once. Focus on one habit at a time. Maybe it's positioning this week. Maybe it's super timing next week. Step by step, those small improvements compound. And finally, consistency is as much mental as it is mechanical. Tilt happens, losing streaks happen. What matters is patience, reflection, and steady progress. Build that mindset, and consistency becomes your strongest tool on the path to Masters. Finally, let's talk about mindset. Losing games and making mistakes is part of the journey for everyone. It happens at every rank. If you feel frustration building, step away. Tilt clouds your judgment and makes you more prone to making mistakes. One mistake turns into many, and one loss can snowball into a streak. That's why knowing when to stop is just as important as knowing when to push. Drop a few games in a row, take a break, get some water, reset your focus. Coming back fresh will always serve you better than forcing more matches. Remember, every game should be played with intention and a positive attitude. If you encounter bad teammates or unfavorable matchups, embrace it like a challenge. Even if you lose, it would be a valuable learning experience. If you're frustrated and angry, you're no longer improving. You're just gambling your hard-earned elo. The players who climb aren't the ones who grind endlessly. They're the ones who know when to step back, reset, and return ready to win. You don't need luck to climb to Masters. What you need are the right tools. Smart drafting, sharp game sense, steady consistency, and the mindset to know when to push and when to stop. Apply these tips game after game, and you'll see results. Not overnight, but steadily. And that steady climb is what truly gets you to Masters. I'd love to hear where you are in your ranked journey. Share your current rank and the challenges you're facing in the comments. And let me know which of these topics you'd like us to dive deeper into. Each section could easily be its own standalone video, so your feedback will guide what comes next. And if you found this guide helpful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more Brawl Stars content. Thanks for watching, good luck in your climb, and I'll see you at Masters.